But let's go back to 7 a.m. because this morning started exactly like every other morning. Luke, cereal, $23 in his checking account. Marcus texting at 8:15 saying he's coming over. The apartment looks normal. Marcus looks normal. Everything looks normal. That's the problem. Stay with me, because what Luke figures out at minute 4, I promise you won't see it coming. It's not what you think. It never is. Marcus arrives at 9 in his green shirt, notebook under his arm, the specific, skeptical raised eyebrow that never changes. He sits at the kitchen table like he owns it, which, in a way, he does. Marcus makes a joke about the $23 in Luke's account. Luke laughs harder than the joke deserves. This is important. Remember this laugh. It comes back. At 2:47 p.m., Marcus says he has to go. Luke says, "See you tomorrow." At 3:02 p.m., Luke's phone rings. The intersection. 2 blocks away. The driver didn't see him. Marcus didn't see the car. 15 minutes after he walked out the door, Marcus is gone, and the last thing Luke said to him was, "See you tomorrow." Luke doesn't sleep that night. Then, he wakes up at 7 a.m. It takes 3 loops to understand what's happening. Loop 1, he thinks it's a dream. He lets it play. Same morning, same Marcus, same 2:47 departure, same 3:02 call. He wakes at 7 a.m. Loop 2, he tries to keep Marcus at the apartment past 2:47, movies, food, excuses. Marcus stays until 3:15, then says he has to go. Luke can't stop him without explaining something he has no words for yet. The call comes at 3:28. He wakes at 7 a.m. Loop 3, he tells Marcus, "Don't walk home today." Marcus looks at him with the eyebrow, asks why. Luke opens his mouth. Nothing comes out. Marcus leaves at 2:51. The call comes at 3:06. He wakes at 7 a.m. Here is what you need to understand about Loop 7. By Loop 7, Luke has tried everything logical. Different routes, different times, calling the driver before it happens, standing at the intersection himself. Each time, Marcus finds a way to be in the wrong place. The universe corrects for the interference. Every logical solution fails because Luke is solving the wrong problem. He doesn't know that yet. By Loop 12, Luke is exhausted in a way that sleep cannot touch. 12 mornings of watching Marcus arrive in his green shirt with his notebook and his eyebrow. Alive, unbothered, completely unaware that he has died 11 times already. 12 afternoons of the call, 12:07 a.m. resets. Marcus is the same every loop. Luke is different every loop. By Loop 15, something shifts. Luke stops trying to fix it. 15:09 a.m. Marcus arrives. Green shirt, notebook, eyebrow. Luke doesn't go to the planning board. He doesn't run the numbers. He sits at the kitchen table and lets the morning be a morning. They talk about nothing. Marcus makes the $23 joke. This time, Luke laughs differently. Not harder than the joke deserves. Exactly as hard as the joke deserves, because he is actually there in the moment instead of counting minutes to 2:47. Marcus notices, doesn't say anything, just notices. At 1 p.m., Luke puts his coffee cup down. He says, "Marcus, you are the only person I have never had to explain myself to." Marcus looks up from the notebook, the eyebrow. Then something quieter behind the eyebrow. The thing that was always there behind the skepticism that Luke had never looked closely enough to see before. Marcus says, "I know, you don't have to explain yourself to me now either." Luke says, "I just wanted to say it out loud." 4 seconds of silence. At 2:47, Marcus stands, says he has to go. Luke says okay. Marcus picks up his notebook, walks to the door. At the doorway, he turns back once, not because something is wrong, because this is what Marcus always does at the doorway. Luke has watched him die 15 times, and this is the first time he watched closely enough to see the turn, the half nod, the one that means, "See you tomorrow." Luke says, "Yeah, see you tomorrow." Marcus leaves. Luke stands in the middle of the apartment and watches the clock. 2:55. Nothing. 3 o'clock? Nothing. 3:02. Silence. 3:03. 3:04. 3:05. The clock keeps moving. The phone stays dark. The silence is the most important sound Luke has ever heard in his life. The absence of the call, the loop not resetting, The morning that became an afternoon that is becoming an evening without a phone call from an intersection 2 blocks away. 3:15. Nothing. 4 p.m. Nothing. Luke sits at the kitchen table, both hands flat on the surface, the $23 phone face up beside him, the cereal bowl from this morning still there, the 2 coffee cups. Marcus's notebook is gone because Marcus took it when he left, and Marcus taking his notebook when he leaves means Marcus went somewhere instead of nowhere. He doesn't move for a long time. Then, he picks up the phone. He calls Marcus. Marcus answers on the second ring, skeptical, unbothered, alive. He says, "What did you forget to tell me?" Luke says, "Nothing. I just called." Pause. Marcus says, "You good?" Luke says, "Yeah, I'm good." Marcus says, "Okay, good." He hangs up. Luke sits there. The loop didn't break because Luke saved him. It broke because Luke stopped trying to save him and started being honest with him. The truth that was always there and never said. Not a dramatic truth. Not a confession. Just the kind of thing 2 people who have been friends long enough hold without naming, until one ordinary afternoon, one of them names it. That was the day. That specific, unremarkable, ordinary Tuesday. That was what it needed to be. And if you're sitting there thinking about the person in your life who already knows everything you haven't said, that feeling is the whole point. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you'd say in loop 15, because Luke held it for 15 loops. Most of us hold it forever. Subscribe if you haven't, and the next video, right there, that's the one that started everything. I'll see you in 60 seconds.